Hi everyone, today we are reading part 2 of chapter 23 of the book of Matthew. In this section of verses, Jesus is continuing on his criticism of the religious leaders of the Pharisees at this time. This section that we're reading today is actually typically called the Seven Woes to the teachers of the law and Pharisees. The general theme of these 7 woes is that Pharisees, you people are neglecting the most important things and instead focusing on and holding so legalistically to other things. And in the process, you are perverting the true message, the true law of God. In verse 27 of chapter 23, Jesus says, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness." If that doesn't shoot right between the eyes, I don't know what would. That imagery is so stark. He says that you are like whitewashed tombs. On the outside, you look pure. You look white as snow, but on the inside, you are dead. There is no life there. A commentary that I read on this section of verses from Matthew Henry, he writes this: "We are really what we are inwardly. Outward motives may keep the outside clean, while the inside is filthy. But if the heart and spirit be made new, there will be newness of life. Here we must begin with ourselves." So to begin with ourselves, I think it's really important and a really good reminder here today to not follow in line with and copy the behavior of the Pharisees. I think it's really easy to hold so tightly and put on a show, in a sense, an outward show of we've got it all together. Our outward lives look like the white building. They look like the whitewashed building. But on the inside, sometimes our hearts can be really far from Jesus. And I think it's really important to remember that apart from Jesus, when our hearts are far from Jesus, nothing that we'll ever do will ever be good enough. This reminds me of Psalm 51. The whole psalm is really good, but I want to read a portion of it here. Let me flip to it. Psalm 51, I think, is just a wonderful prayer for us to have when we start to feel our hearts turn from Jesus and value things that are, or hold tightly to things that are totally perverting the gospel of Jesus. We need to say this prayer. And in verse 10, David writes, "Create in me a clean heart, O God. Renew a loyal spirit within me. Do not banish me from your presence, and don't take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and make me willing to obey you." Wow. What simple but profound words. God, create in me a clean heart. Please start out this day. Create in me a clean heart. Let my desire be for you and to glorify you in everything I say, do, and think. When we make that our focus, when we make that our aim instead of the things that we do, when our actions flow from that clean heart, from that posture of openness to Jesus, then we don't have to worry about falling in line with the Pharisees. We can know that our actions, our heart is for Jesus. So I hope that is just the prayer of each and every one of our hearts today as we live. Grace and peace to you. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
If these devotional videos are helpful to you, subscribe to our channel and click the notification button so you know when we post a new video. And of course, please share them with others.